Hi, this is Lavita Hawkins, and I am recording my answers, my video for week 6, discussion 2. Okay, the first question is, how was the teacher able to assess the ultimate goal of student reading, writing, thinking, and speaking clearly about global topics? By creating a learning menu, the teacher is able to break down the student learning process by breaking down the lesson as if she were planning a menu. The students began their learning by having an appetizer, which they had to master in order to move on to the entree. And once they had accomplished the entree, the goal in the entree portion, they were able to go on to the dessert. Each course of their meal was planned so that each student were able to learn at their own pace in a way that ensured that they would be able to successfully modify their learning to fit each of their learning styles. Okay, how does her lesson show she is preparing her students for multiple assessment types? Some of the students learn by using graphic organizers, while others learn by using bullet points. These types of styles were used to help each child retain information so that they could understand in their own way. Question 3 says, how does student choice play a part of her differentiated instruction? The students used what they felt would help them retain information best. One student used an outline and another created a brochure. Each method was helpful in understanding the students' learning because they each showed how each of the students were able to regurgitate information that they had learned about global topics. And the last bullet says, share one idea from this lesson and how could you modify it use it or modify it for your own instruction. Well, I like the idea of the learning menu because the concept is so out of the box. It shows that there are many ways to gauge how the student is learning. By breaking a lesson down into parts, the students were able to focus on the most important facts and not become so overwhelmed by the lesson as a whole. I am not sure how I would modify it because it's such an excellent example of another way that students can learn. Overall, I have learned something else that I will be sharing with my teachers that they could use in their own classroom. Working with young learners, our goal is to lay the foundation for ultimately learning to read. So my appetizer would be learning letters and sounds. The entree would be putting letters together to make words, and the dessert would be putting words together to make sentences. And that would be my menu for learning to read. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.